On your left, Drake Sasser is on your right. It's Simic Nexus versus Nexus of Gates. 8-0, both players here in Dallas.
Well, you know, unless it gets banned, and then you're.
That's not habadabba. Habadabubada. A memorial to genius is where things do begin. Simic Guildgate here for Sasser. Search for his Kanta for Johnson. It's a very powerful card, and it's a great start. The one thing I do, there's actually a lot of things I like about this Simic Nexus deck that Ali's been working on, but a really big one is just how good Memorial to Genius is when you have Wilderness Reclamation. And also it's just kind of a nice card you get to play in the deck because you're 2 colors. Another Guildgate there for Sasser, and Chemist's Insight's going to go into the graveyard. That'll be jump-started a little bit later, I'm sure.
I also really like 4 copies of Search for his Kanta.
He's got the full 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
It's busted.
Yeah.
I want it in every opening hand.
Yep. Not great in multiples, but honestly not horrible in multiples either.
I'd rather have 2 than 0.
Yep, I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on that one. Here is a Forest Sasser. He's going to play a Guild Summit and pass the turn back. That's the card drawing engine for the Nexus of Gates deck. As we head back over to Johnson. Looks like a Simic Guildgate will be placed into the graveyard. Johnson's going to play an Arc and a Reclamation. Well, it's showtime, folks. Untap. And now here is Blink of an Eye with Kicker to bounce the Guild Summit and draw a card.
Sure.
Not bad. Sets Sasser back a little bit. So he has to redeploy, play a gate, draw a card. But then the window's open for Johnson to maybe take all the turns in the game.
Yeah. I mean, he gets to 8, possibly 10 mana next turn.
Mm-hmm. There's our Gruul Guildgate.
I mean, that play is certainly a display of strength.
Yes.
If you are doing that, you're saying go ahead and tap out and draw a card. That's fine.
Root Snare will go into the graveyard. 4 cards placed there now for Johnson. Looks like he's going to float some mana. And now it is the first of what could be very many copies of Nexus of Fate here for John. While he shuffles that in, I do want to let you know that John Johnson did beat a Nexus of Gates deck last round. So he might feel very comfortable in this matchup. And I'll say right now, he's ahead in the game.
Oh, way ahead.
Yeah.
Way ahead.
Again, this is the evolution of this archetype and these cards together. We saw many players try, including Todd Anderson in Indianapolis, players trying online, both on Arena and on Magic Online. This could be the big evolution here that Ali has put together, just being 2 colors. Here's a Growth Spiral. Here's a land. The ability to play another one, I believe. Wilderness Reclamation, untap. And okay, so nothing crazy, but still moving forward appropriately as Johnson.
Another display of strength here. The had 4 mana left over and opted not to jumpstart the Chemist's Insight in his graveyard.
Yeah. Here's a Wilderness Reclamation. Yeah, Frilled Mystic is going to take care of that. I love Frilled Mystic in this deck because one thing it also does, it gives you the clock to combine with Nexus of Fate.
Yep.
It's really, really nice. Chemist's Insight's going to go into the graveyard, and now Search for his Kanta will transform. See what we have here. Looks like it's going to be a search activation. Top couple of cards. Is there a Nexus in there? Oh, wow, a full whiff?
It's pretty rare.
Now there's another Search for his Kanta. That's not so bad. Good multiples, as you say.
I think I still would have preferred to be just flashing back the Chemist's Insight with 4 mana instead of playing a second search with 2.
Let's see how many permanents. It looks like there's 11 out there. So City's Blessing.
Yep, he's got the City's Blessing.
Okay. We'll go back over to Sasser.
I mean, Sasser needs to have his own copy of Wilderness Reclamation to keep up in this game. Even if Johnson misses off the occasional Search for his Kanta activation in the long term, it's 20 mana versus 6. You just can't you can't keep up that way.
You are not wrong. Not even a little wrong. Sasser's going to play, I believe that is the Gateway Plaza. That's actually, Plaza of Harmony. My apologies there. Let's see what the follow-up's going to be. Okay, well, here's Wilderness Reclamation. Okay, Blink of an Eye is a selection here off of the Search for Escanta. Now, I think going to bounce this before the Wilderness Reclamation trigger happens, perhaps, because this could all happen on the end of the second main phase.
Yeah, he gets a window to do whatever prior to Sasser getting to the end step trigger. So.
We're going back over to John now, who's going to take a look with Search for Escanta. He's happy with whatever that card is. Here comes Frilled Mystic. Sasser down to 17. 4 mana, Wilderness Reclamation. Activate Search. Growth Spiral, going to come on in. To note, you saw that expansion actually copied that Blink of an Eye to bounce the Wilderness Reclamation. That's the one that Johnson has redeployed here. He's going to float a little bit of mana. What comes next? That very powerful magic card. In Nexus of Fate. You can't see it. Patrick shaking his head.
I think he's got, oh no, doesn't have enough to search for Escanta. What a spew.
Yeah. Just a little short. Just a little short. I'm sure the next turn will be just fine.
Yeah.
Little Growth Spiral action here too. Now we are untapping. You know, Frilled Mystic is a card that I think wasn't talked about enough. I know that I believe the first PTQ you ever won was with Mystic Snake in your deck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you know about this kind of effect.
I do.
This one a little harder to cast, but a little more power. Let's see, what could this be? Oh, was that another Wilderness? I missed it. It was another Wilderness Reclamation. Okay. Hey, this is fun.
For one person.
Fun. Absolutely. Fun is zero sum. You know who used to say that?
Me.
Glenn Jones, our old colleague.
He cribbed that from me.
Okay, fair enough. A lot of mana to be added here by John. There's the Nexus. That'll get shuffled back in. Drake, I'm not sure you're going to get another turn.
Yeah. Yeah, Search for Escanta is not okay, and I would not show up to a standard tournament. You can either play that card or try to kill someone on turn 4. I'm fine with either one of those. But you Hydroid Crassus people out there, just, I don't know about it.
I'm not feeling it. I'll say that. I mean, look, I think that Hydroid Crassus is a pretty powerful card, but I think this might be more powerful. That's all I'm saying. That's all. $37 cards left in the library. Wow, the whiff. The whiff. I can't believe it's possible.
I mean, he looks at 1,000 cards, isn't it? There's no such thing as whiffing.
More than enough for the city's blessing. Go ahead and draw yourself a card, John.
Another big hit.
No. This is cute. How many Hydroid Crassus in this deck, huh?
3. So, he gets to go to his end step here with literally 18 mana and a variety of ways to draw cards.
Is 18 mana good, or?
Well, it's really good if he gets to take another turn.
But hey, you know what you said earlier? You're happy that the game is end quick.
That's true. Well, I mean, this is, as far as taking infinite turns goes, this is pretty fast.
He whipped again. He's whipped 3 times, and the game isn't close.
So just keeping the game stay clear, just flowing a bunch of mana.
Oh, man, that's great.
Just get another Azcanta activation, and then be able to cast Nexus of Fate.
3 and 4. Aha! I found one. That'll do it. John Johnson's going to win game number 1 here over Drake Sasser. Civic Nexus up a game here over Nexus of Gates. That one was pretty easy.
Yeah, I don't know about personal mana flare for 4. That's underselling it too, because that doesn't work with Azcanta.
Yeah,
the same way, you know what I mean?
Sure. Let's go to the sideboards here. 4 Gatebreaker Ram, 4 Negate, 3 Arcway Angel, 2 Lava Coil, 2 Niv Mizzet Parun here for Drake.
The Rams and the Negates. Be able to fight over some spells and apply some pressure. It could also be tossed in the Niv Mizzet, but I'm worried tapping out here is too dangerous. But I definitely like the Negates and the Gatebreaker Rams.
Oh, for John Johnson, he's got 4 Biogenic Ooze, 3 Negates, 3 Crushing Canopies, 2 Carnage Tyrant, a Palaka Worm, Waka Waka Waka, a Sagittar's Volley, and then the big dinosaur, Nezahal, Primal Tide.
I like the Negates, the Crushing Canopies, the Carnage Tyrants, and even the Biogenic Ooze.
Just you want to go to creatures?
You just, it's the same deal as before in all these matchups. You have nothing but spells game 1. Your opponent brings in stuff that's good against spells. Bring in some creatures that they can't necessarily answer. Biogenic Ooze is another way to easily win the game once you start going infinite with your mana. Or not infinite, but once you start making 20 mana or whatever.
Yeah. No, I get you. All right. John Johnson, he's playing for 9-0. Same thing can be said for Drake Sasser. Game number 2 will be underway here in just a bit as these players continue to sideboard, but the SCG Tour, it is rocking and rolling here in 2019. We kick things off in Columbus where our champions, Luke Feeney, Ethan Gajewski, and Abe Corrigan, they won our first ever Team Modern Open. Feeney playing Bant Spirits, Gajewski playing Hollow One, and Corrigan playing Ironworks. And they beat Omar Belden, Dom Harvey, and Tariq Patel in the finals. And those last 2 names you're probably familiar with because Dom beat Tariq in the finals at Worcester the very next weekend. Then you and I, we went to Indianapolis and watched Saltai Midrange get the job done in the hands of Anthony DeVardi. We're not here in Baltimore. We're in Dallas. Last weekend in Baltimore, well, we know who won that.
Yeah, we did.
The old turf. The turf wound. Ryan over turf along with Liz Lynn and Jacob Hagan. They won that Team Constructed Open. We'll crown a champion here in Dallas. Then we get a little break before we go to the Cuse.
Yeah, Syracuse for Legacy at the beginning of March, and then the regional championships. Go.starcgames.com/regionals. Find the regional championship closest to you. That'll be Modern. Then the week after that, we're in Philadelphia for Modern Open. That takes us to Cincinnati at the end of March. That's a Team Constructed Open. April, Cleveland, which is Modern. May brings us Richmond as a Standard Open. Back to Syracuse, which is also Standard. Louisville, which is Modern. And then the Season 1 Invitational at SCGCon, Berglund Center, Roanoke, Virginia, June 7th through the 9th.
Let's talk about playmats, folks. Let's get this party started with our good friend Botanical Growth. For all of our Standard Open and Classic players, like everybody here this weekend, from Victor Adame Minguez. Then for our Modern Open and Classic players, it's Star Crowned Angel, illustrated by Greg Staples. And then last but certainly not least, it is Loftstone Citadel, illustrated by Adam Paquette for our Legacy Open and Classic players. These playmats were designed just for the SCG Tour by those great artists. They are free and exclusive playmats with entry into an Open, Classic, Infinite Challenge, or Sealed Spectacular package. Go.starcitygames.com/schedule for more information about all of our events here in Season 1 of the SCG Tour. And soon, I promise, Season 2 details will be coming, along with SCGCon summer details, too. We got a lot to do this year in 2019. Yeah.
I'll be there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that. Your first SCGCon.
It's true.
And there's a lot going on. And there will be a lot going on in June, I promise.
SCG has bandied about the idea of me doing one of those, persons of interest videos.
Mm-hmm, yes.
The flashback, whatever, the photos.
Yes.
Some good ones, I'm sure.
We got some in the holster.
dig up some photos of some old school New Jersey players that I grew up with, and happy squint my eyes and be like, I think he's in jail. Or whatever. We can get a good half hour out of it.
Hey, easy.
Yeah, I think that dude's in jail.
Yep. But hey, he was pretty good at Magic.
Yeah, but he was good.
He's good.
Yeah, played on the PT a few times, you know. What are you going to do?
Simic Guildgate and it isn't Guildgate is where Sasser will start. He'll follow up with a Gruul Guildgate. Here's a Growth Spiral on the end step. So Johnson will draw, and he'll play another copy of Memorial to Genius. Untap and draw. That is a Hinterland Harbor. This is a Search for His Content. It's a
bust it.
good card. Negate? Yeah, we're going to fight over this, I'm sure. Yeah, negate back, because I want this on the battlefield. Thanks. Well, it's not a land yet.
Yeah.
There we go. Here is Guild Summit. Another powerful card. Enchantments are, they're everywhere in this format.
It's true.
They really are.
A blue-collar Search for His Content.
Yes. A forest will be placed into the graveyard. Is it time for another enchantment, John? It is not. We'll go back over to Sasser. Well, now every time he plays a Guildgate, he's going to get to draw a card. Ding, that's a Selesnya Guildgate. And draw. This is another copy of Guild Summit. That is a Frilled Mystic. Pass a turn back. So now Johnson's got a clock on the battlefield. The new Mystic Snake didn't get much love in previous seasons. Been looking darn good in this match.
Yeah, well, when you have access to infinity mana, then it gets really good to have counterspells for 4.
Yeah, no kidding. More news at 11.
Yeah.
Sasser will play a Breeding Pool untapped. He's got access to 6 mana now. Life total doesn't matter all that much. He's going to tap 4. This is a Circuitous Route. Blink of an eye.
Trying to prevent Sasser from drawing some cards here.
Sasser might be thinking copying this Blink of an Eye, perhaps.
Yeah, the problem is you could say, okay, well, sure, bounce my Guild Summon. Next turn I get to draw a million cards. Who cares, right? Sasser knows that it's very risky for him to tap out, even to just, to Brain Geyser.
Yeah.
Because the likelihood that Johnson just untaps and kills him or effectively kills him from the spot is so high.
Yeah, see, Sasser has expansion in hand, and he's trying to think of what can I copy and what would be good to copy. He could copy Circuitous Route, I believe. Actually, I think he can... that sounds right.
It's 4 or less.
Yeah.
Gives him a lot of mana to work with, but then the shields are totally down.
Gotta get Expansion Explosion up here really quick. Yeah, copy target instant or sorcery. I just want to make sure you can copy a sorcery too. I had a little bit of a brain fart there. Where it cost 4 or less. Okay. So he's going to copy Circuitous Route. That will resolve. So he'll get 2 Guild Gates.
And get to draw 2 for his trouble also.
So there are the 2 draws. And now Blink of an Eye will resolve, and then Circuitous Route will probably resolve. And now it will. So now he'll get 2 more Guild Gates, and then pass the turn back. And then the big question is, what's going to happen next? I didn't see him mill one over.
Okay.
I saw him force. So Johnson's going to play a Breeding Pool untapped. Here comes Frilled Mystic. we'll go back over to Drake. Oh, there's the Guild Summon again. Can you check for the table spot? Are you sure? It did. Okay. 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 Well, we can't do anything about it. All right, Sasser's going to tap 3 gates.
Yeah, not willing to put the shields completely down here.
I don't think he can afford to. And Guild Gate, draw another card. And so now there's the blink of an eye. Well, I'm not sure. Yep, okay. So draw a card there.
Sasser's got to go down to hand size here.
I just wonder now how many counterspells does Drake, pardon me, have in hand. Because the one thing that Johnson doesn't have yet is Wilderness Reclamation, so he can't really go nuts.
No.
At least I don't think so.
He also doesn't have enough mana. I mean, I guess at this point he has enough mana to do Wilderness Reclamation with Counterspell backup, but the way that Sasser's tapping his mana here, I think it's reasonable to suspect he has 2 counterspells. Because he doesn't do a whole lot for 4 in terms of reactive cards.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 2s makes some sense.
Yep, I agree with you. Looks like 5 cards in the graveyard. And Sasser falls down to 9. 5 cards in the graveyard for Johnson.
It's weird, you know, if I'm in Johnson's position, I don't know what he's seeing on the top of his deck on his turns.
Okay.
But if you are in the spot where you are bouncing the Guild Summit and letting Sasser just draw 4, 5, 6, 7 cards, I think you need to put more of a premium on getting Azcanta transformed.
Sure. That makes sense.
Because you need to be doing your... This is not sustainable.
Yeah.
To be doing what he's doing here.
Here's Nexus of Fate. That's a negate. I think we're going to have a fight over this, right? So here's negate there. Let's see what comes next. Assuming there is something that comes next.
Good spot for Frilled Mystic.
A great spot for Frilled Mystic. But it doesn't look like there is a Frilled Mystic. So Drake's going to get his turn counter out, signifying that he's got another turn.
And really good news, you know, if Johnson had the ability to continue to fight over this, I suspect that he would. So you can probably assume the coast is clear for your Guild Summit, your Wilderness Reclamation, should you have one, you know, whatever the case may be.
Well, there's Azorius Guild Gate. And now Sasser will get to untap and maybe do some awesome stuff. At the very least, probably cast the Guild Summit and draw some cards, right?
Yeah.
That's not so bad because Guild Summit only costs 3 mana. Ooh, I like the upkeep play here by Sasser.
Yeah, wants to give himself a better shot of just drawing another copy of Nexus of Fate. And again, he's pretty confident this one's good because he won the fight over the last one, and nothing's changed.
Interesting thing about Sasser. You know, we watched him win that Open in Worcester last year, and that's really where he kind of broke onto the scene. He's looking to be pretty good at Magic.
Yeah.
Like, I've been impressed with his play so far.
Yeah, no, he definitely knows his way around this deck, no question.
Now there's an Azorius Guild Gate. Draw a card. Looks like Drake might be running away with this game. Because he does get another turn. This will be... Is that
Crushing
Canopy?
maybe?
Just different art. Okay. So he's gonna upkeep it again. Yeah, I like this play. that he keeps making because he just wants to draw this card as many times as possible, and this increases the ability to do that. So there's the graveyard fanned out a little bit there. And now that was again on Drake's upkeep. So he's got another turn coming in the bank. There's another Guild Summit maybe? Oh, ooh. That thing's huge.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a one-hitter or close to it.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are almost all gates? Yeah, and I think Johnson's just going to concede. Yeah, he just knows. He just knows he's dead. The Gatebreaker Ram is ridiculous.
It's a really good.
It is completely ridiculous.
Really good one to have in the sideboard.
Goodness. Drake Sasser's going to win game number 2 here over John Johnson. They are all tied up. Nexus of Gates and Simic Nexus getting ready for a third and final one. Do you want to sideboard any differently now?
I still like the creatures generally on both sides, so I wouldn't mess around with much of that stuff. I don't know. I think it's more of a strategic thing of what's going on in the game rather than what the sideboarding is here. I think, like I said, if you're going to be messing around by bouncing Guild Summits and letting Sasser just draw a ton of cards, you need to be pressuring the game somehow. You can't just let him draw 5 cards a turn for multiple turns in a row. And to that end, the best way to do that is get Azcanta turned over, transform that card as soon as you can, start drawing some cards, and then maybe you can set up your own way to win the game, or at least pressure Sasser's mana a little bit.
I think some help via creatures wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt. But we'll see how things do go for Johnson as he's going to get ready to be on the play here for game number 3. Our last time on the weekend, we're going to talk about the weekly sale, folks. Save big money at the old SCG.
And make sure to be going back once a week because Monday, 11 a.m. East Coast time, new cards will go on sale. So head over to go.srcgames.com/sale. Find the cards that are on sale right now. Replenish, Pendelhaven, Tameo, Field Researcher, Basic Planes, who knows what else. Go.srcgames.com.
Normally you know what else.
Sale. I haven't been digging around.
No?
I haven't.
But it's good for the business that you're not, because you'd be able to find a whole
I know.
He turns it off every once in a while, folks.
SCG needs a break. Yeah. They need a break from me.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
They could use a break.
Too busy.
Yeah.
That's all right. You know what you're too busy doing? Building all those red decks on Magic Online.
I know.
Spice of life.
Can't wait.
You should start a poll on Twitter. Which burn format should I play?
Yeah.
Legacy, Modern, Standard.
They're all queued up.
He's got them all in the room.
All queued up.
He's got them all in the room.
Just roll a D6.
We can do that.
Then hop in.
That's right. You're 2-0 your Legacy League right now?
2-0 in the Legacy League.
Okay.
2-1 in the Standard League.
Good to know. Modern, or have we dialed it up yet?
Have not played them at. We got the cards this morning. Had to get everything set up.
Perfect. But ready to roll tonight after Gus's fried chicken.
Ready to rumble.
Big shout out to Gus, whoever that is.
Yeah, shout out Gus's fried chicken.
Your fried chicken is delicious and nutritious, hopefully. We will be dining there later this evening. If you ever make a trip out to SCG, Dallas, Fort Worth, it turns out a lot of good food. A lot of good food down here in Fort Worth. Where'd we go yesterday? Some ramen joint? Oh, yeah, you got in late.
Yeah, I got in very late.
We went to some ramen joint, and then we went to some there's a cookies and ice cream sandwiches place. It's outrageous. Velvet Taco, great down here. Fort Worth cooking it up.
Yes.
Good SCG tour stop. Might be the best food stop on the SCG tour. We'd have to consult the Nick Miller power rankings on best food stop for the SCG tour.
He does have definitely an articulated set of preferences.
That could be a segment all by itself.
Yeah.
Let's cut out this. Ooh, I might do this. Cut out the player spotlight. Cut in Nick Miller's food rankings every weekend. That's what people really want to see. We are about to be underway here in game number 3 between John Johnson and Drake Sasser. Tim Ayton letting me know that apparently fat counts as a nutrient, so fried chicken is healthy. I agree with Tim. I agree. Tim, glad to hear you're watching, buddy. Here's a growth spiral. That's a Hinterland Harbor. And
faded it.
I'm thinking the same thing. Yep, faded it. No wilderness reclamation. You get to keep playing, Drake. There's an island past the turn back. Drake is going to play a growth spiral. Good to go. Draw. What gate you going to put on the battlefield, huh? How about a Gruul Guild gate? All right, Sasser. He's going to untap and draw. Faded it indeed. Looks like a Simic Guild gate. And now for John Johnson, what comes next? There's the arch. We'll go back over to Sasser. Sasser's keeping up. Nothing too bad has happened yet. One of these decks will be 9-0 and at the top of the standings, or very close to the top, at the conclusion of today, as there's an Azorius Guild gate.
Frilled Mystic presents an interesting challenge here from Sasser's side because he can't be confident in trying to push through a spell with negate backup, and that's generally how you try to get things done in matchups like this. So he might be very patient with how he tries to deploy his marquee cards here because negate's not necessarily good enough.
Here's Search for Esconta. That's one of the things I really find interesting about this Simic Nexus deck is that Frilled Mystic kind of messes everything up.
Yeah.
Sasser's got negates and expansion to be able to beat counter spells, but doesn't do a good job against Frilled Mystic at all. So instead, he's just got to be pretty darn patient and see how things go. And Johnson has a Frilled Mystic in hand. This is a negate. That's some real patience there from Johnson, who has Frilled Mystic and I believe negate in hand. Not willing to fight over the search.
Well, he's playing 4, so he gets other cracks at it. It's
True.
not like the decks that play 2 or 3. And also, we've seen this off of both sides right now. If you tap out, there's a really good chance you die or something so bad happens that you're essentially dead.
That's legit. Here's Nexus of Fate, I believe, on the end step. Negate's going to take care of that. So it's time to shuffle this back in. All right, back over to Drake. Circuitous route.
Without any sort of gate payoff on the battlefield here, I think John's going to let this go even if he could fight over it.
Yeah, this one doesn't scare you much, right?
Yeah. When Guild Summit's involved, it's an entirely different animal. This is just, Sasser. I mean, we're getting close to the spot where Sasser can resolve 2 or maybe 3 spells in a turn, but I don't think at this stage of the game you can fight over something like this.
Gatebreaker Ram, nah. Well, here we are. Sasser tapped out.
Here we go.
What's going to happen next for John Johnson? Well, here's step 1. It's Nexus of Fate. Will Sasser get another turn? There's no Search for Esconta on the battlefield or Esconta, the Sunken Ruin. There's no Wilderness Reclamation.
Nothing threatening.
Nothing too crazy going on here from Johnson's side.
Might be a shot to get to the City's Blessing, though, which would not be bad with the Arch.
Yeah.
I think this is happening on the upkeep. So he gets to have a turn in the hopper.
Yep. Try to draw it again. Will Sasser get another turn? There's an island. Hit ya. City's Blessing online, I believe. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Yes. Untap. Time to draw. There it is. 4. Is it Reclamation? It's Chemister's Insight. So this does not guarantee Drake another turn. I was going to say that it did, but that's the reason it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, that's the reason it doesn't, because there's Wilderness Reclamation.
You want to get your hit in? Nah, I'm good.
Oh, he didn't get his hit in.
Nah, I'm all right.
A little bit of a misstep there. Discard Blink of an Eye.
I mean, I doubt the game comes down to the 3 points there, but
I hope for John's sake it doesn't. Well, Drake, you get to keep playing. Make the most of it, my friend.
I mean, he's got a big explosion in hand, but can't feel too comfortable tapping out for that.
No, I wouldn't. Here's Growth Spiral. Can't see him fighting over anything involving Growth Spiral. Really?
Well, he might want to respond right now with Explosion because, if Johnson draws a counter spell, then that's really bad for you.
All right.
If you feel like you have to resolve it right here to be able to stay in the game, then it's better to do it now than to wait for Johnson to draw off of this and then draw off the draw step.
All right, all right. He said, your face. That just means his hand must not have much going on.
This is the last card. I think he's got a land, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. He doesn't.
He's got 1 card left. So this would be deal 7, draw 7.
Yeah, I don't think Johnson cares here. He's got Nexus of Fate in hand.
Yep. Yeah, it says, all right. It's a big effect. 5, 6, 7. So Drake's hand is filled all the way back up. There's Memorial. Float 4. Blink of an Eye. Frilled Mystic.
Insurance in the off chance that Sasser gets another turn.
Got it. Got it.
Betting against, but
I'm with you.
We'll see how it goes.
Yep. And going to play Nexus on the upkeep. Yeah, before he draws. 5, 6, 7. Okay. So John Johnson's going to shuffle that Nexus of Fate back in and take a draw step here in a second, which means he's got to turn in the hopper, like you said.
Right.
Okay.
Got one queued up.
Mm-hmm. All right. Breeding Pool untapped. Search for his Kanta.
There it is.
Your favorite?
That is the game. It's the end of the game.
I would be shocked if it wasn't. Trigger, untap the lands, float a little bit of mana.
So draw a card with your trouble off your arch.
Mm-hmm. Could also maybe crack Memorial.
Yeah, you might want to cash in Memorial Genius. That's fine, too.
Okay, well, it looks like he's going to redeploy Frilled Mystic, I think with the idea of, okay, I can try to kill you now. Things are going well enough. Draw 2. And now use the turn. Boy, this is a big Nexus deck. This is just another way to do this. There's Bant Nexus. There's Teamer Reclamation, even though that one doesn't really play Nexus. And then there's Nexus of Gates. That is Crushing Canopy, which means that Search will transform. There's Hinterland Harbor. And now there's Nexus. 5, 6, 7.
All right, so you get an extra turn here. And you get to activate Search for his Kanta twice. And as you continue to iterate on these loops, your deck becomes a higher percentage of time walks. And as you are clocking them for 3 points of damage a turn, or winning some other fashion, you know.
You found it.
So has Johnson.
Yeah. You have demonstrated the loop.
What a hoot.
It's really something. It's really something.
I guess a time walk and there's Kanta left over.
Yep. 2 turns in the old hopper.
Queued up.
As it were. Well, Nexus of Fate fans, I hope you have yours. Because, yikes. We have 2 players at 8-0 squaring off with different Nexus deck. Yep. There's another one of that thing.
Would you describe what Sasser is doing right now as playing it out?
Not anymore.
Yeah,
not anymore.
Won't even keep up the charade.
John Johnson's going to win this game and match over Drake Sasser 2-1. Simic Nexus going to take care of Nexus of Game.